Hey everyone, this is James Pelton, and thank you for watching another video today. I want to say special thanks to my friend Joaquin from Root Productions. He told me that he loves my videos, but my audio is terrible, so he recommended this new mic. So I'm going to give it a shot, and hopefully you can hear me a little better. But today I want to talk about TOMB Finance. Okay, and TOMB Finance, it's been around for a while now. There's over $1 billion locked in it. It has maybe, possibly moved into one of my top 10 favorite passive income projects. Okay, so it's maybe moved into that spot. There's also forks of TOMB Finance like Bomb Money and Charge DeFi, which I'm going to talk about those maybe tomorrow or another day. Again, that queue of videos that I need to make keeps going up and up and up. So I'm not sure when I'll really get to it. But TOMB Finance, let me talk about TOMB Finance. And it's on the Fantom network. And the Fantom network is clearly becoming, I think it's my favorite. Okay, the fees are low. It's fast. And I love the Fantom network. Especially, I've been trying to get another strong node bought today, and gas fees have been so high I've not been able to claim all day. I've been watching this. I have this Ethereum gas price Chrome extension. I've been watching it, and it's too high all day long. I'm never going to get this next strong. I might just have to bite the bullet and pay the $900 to claim. But anyways, I digress. But TOMB Finance. So what is this? So TOMB is a stable coin, an algorithmic stable coin, which stablecoin just means that it's pegged to something else. And we're used to stable coins that are pegged to the US dollar. So like Tether, USDC, UST, those are all stable coins that are pegged to a dollar. TOMB Finance is a stable coin that's pegged not to the dollar, but to the Fantom token. So FTM. Okay, it's pegged to FTM, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how they do that pegging here in a little bit, but it's pegged to FTM. So the way that you can make money with TOMB Finance is, first off, I love the Fantom token. Okay, I believe the Fantom token, it was one of Kale was super popular when he came on, right? If you read the comments, some of you guys really don't like Kale, but one of his favorite coins of the year, one of his top 4 was Fantom. And that's actually, of the 4 that he mentioned, that's one that's on my list also. I believe that token, I think it's currently at like $2.7, $2.69 or something like that. But I believe that's going to be going up here. I think the Fantom network is really strong. So what you can do on TOMB Finance is you can be part of the TOMB-FTM Liquidity Pool. Okay, and I don't usually like liquidity pools because this is offering 144% APR, which is 0.4% daily. I don't usually like liquidity pools just because I've been burnt a lot by what is called impermanent loss. And the reason that liquidity pools are so dangerous, there's a lot of risk, and the reason they give such high APRs and APYs is because there's lots of situations for you to lose. Okay, so if you have 2 tokens, token A is at $10, token B is at $10, you put them together into a liquidity pool. Well, let's say just one of them goes down. Okay, so token A stays the same, token B goes down to $5. Well, if you had just held token A at $10 and held token B and it went down, you would have only lost $250 total. Okay, you started with 1,000, you would have lost 250, but because it's in a liquidity pool token, you actually end up losing $300 about. Okay, so you lose 6% extra because it's a liquidity pool token. And the reason is because it's a liquidity pool token. With this mic, how do I do my hand puppets with the mic? But the reason is because you're buying one of each token, and they have to stay balanced in order for there to still be liquidity. So if one token goes way down, the token that goes down always balances and overpowers the token that stayed up and makes it go down because it has to balance. So even if token A goes up $5, so if token A goes up $5, token B goes down $5, well, you actually lose 13% more than if you just had held. If you had just held token A goes up $5, token B goes down $5, you would have not lost anything. But because of the liquidity pool token, you've lost 14% almost. And what if one moons? If one goes up 100, goes up 10x, and the other one goes down, well, if you just held, If you just held token A, you would have, 5x your money there. well, 10 extra money if you had $500 of it. But because you're in this liquidity pool, you actually have 60% impermanent loss because token B brings down token A to hold the value. So the reason liquidity pools offer such high APRs is because there's basically the only way that you keep your value is if they both go up at the same amount. Okay, so if they both go up, then there's no impermanent loss. And that's why it's nice since these tokens are pegged to each other. You know, right now they're at 2.7 and 2.7. And if one of them was to go up, let's say Fantom blew up and went up to 25. Well, the chances are the goal is that TOMB would also go up and there wouldn't be impermanent loss, even if it was just a little bit, you know, as it goes up close. Okay, so I normally don't like liquidity pools, but this one I do like. Okay. And especially I was holding, before I got involved with this, I was holding just some Fantom just sitting there. Okay. I can't even remember if I had anywhere that was giving it any interest at all. And so here's a way that I can give it 144% APR with lower risk of impermanent loss. Okay. So if you want to, you could just stop there. Okay, all you could do is come in here, provide some TOMB-FTM liquidity, and then call it a day. Okay, there's even a thing called Grim Finance, and Grim Finance has a bad name, not the name Grim Finance, but they did get hacked at one point. Okay, and people that had their money in Grim Finance lost money, so that has held some people away. Sometimes I like to hear that something was hacked in the past because that means that they fixed it, right? So they're probably safer than places that have not been hacked. So you can use the purpose of Grim Finance is it can auto compound for you. So basically this liquidity pool, and I'll show you how to get into this liquidity pool. It's going to give you rewards every day. Not Masonry, I'm in the wrong one. This liquidity pool, this 144%. This is in Cemetery. This gives you TSHARES every day. And what you can do if you don't want to get into it deeper, okay, this video is going to get very complicated, okay? We're at the simple part right now. So if you're lost already, I'm sorry, okay? But this TOMB-FTM liquidity pool provides TSHARES. And you can the simplest thing to do is just sell those TSHARES, buy more of the TOMB-FTM liquidity pool, and restake it, okay? So you're just doing this loop. And you could come in here and do it manually. You're getting 0.4% APR, so you could come in maybe once a day, claim, resell, and I'll show you how to do this here in a second, and re-put in here. You could do that. What Grim Finance does is it will auto-compound for you. So what happens if you auto-compound, then this 144% APR becomes 334% APY if you're auto-compounding every time that you get this new T-share. Okay, so take with that what you will. I put some money in Grim Finance just because I'm lazy. I'm not about to log in here every day and click claim and then buy the liquidity. So I use Grim Finance and I'll just take the risk. Hopefully they don't get hacked a second time. If they get hacked a second time, they've got some major security problems that need to be worked out. So let me show you if that's all as far as you want to go. If you like FTM and you want to get this 34% APY. And again, this is going to change. If the price of Fantom and TOMB goes way up, this will probably go down. More people will get involved. This number is based on basically the number of people that have stuff staked and then the demand that there is for these things. So if there's a lot of people coming in here and staking, this APY could go down. But if that's as far as you want to go, I'll show you how to get this liquidity and you can stop the video right now, okay? There is more that you can do. You can get more degen than this, and I'll show you that in a minute. But first, let me show you how you just get this liquidity pool token. So basically, you're going to do this on Spooky Swap, and they provide a nice link down here. You just click Provide Liquidity for TOMB-FTM, and the ingredients that you need half FTM and half TOMB. Okay, so what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get some FTM into your wallet, and then you're going to need to buy some TOMB. Okay, so to get FTM, I believe Binance.us. I pretty much do all of my transactions on Kucoin now. Okay, so I use Binance.us when I'm transferring money in from fiat, and then I take it from Binance.us and do whatever I'm going to do with it. But I'm to the point pretty much where like my profits that I make from everything, I send to Kucoin, and I do all my trades in Kucoin for the most part. But Binance does sell FTM. Kucoin sells FTM. And then you just want to trade from Kucoin or from Binance and just transfer it in to your wallet. Okay, so just copy your wallet address up here and just transfer it in. Okay, so then what you'll do is you'll end up with some Fantom and that in your Metamask wallet. Then you can click this Buy TOMB button here. And this is basically, again, this is not a normal token. It's a weird one. They're just letting you know, hey, this is a weird one. Anybody can make weird tokens, which I want to do a video about that, about making my own token, because it's very, very easy. But that's another time. So then you want to decide, okay, how much FTM do you want to transfer into TOMB? And you want to do 50%, but actually you want to do a little bit less because you need a little bit for fees. So like, this is not very much, but let's say you had 200 and let's say you had 200 Fantom in your wallet, you want to do 100, but then maybe do like 99, okay? Because there are a little bit of fees. Fees are very low on the Fantom network, but there are some fees, okay? So then you're going to go ahead and swap, and it'll do its little magic. I love Fantom too. They have all these cool drawings, these spooky drawings, hence the name Spooky Swap. But then eventually what you're going to end up with is you're going to end up with half FTM, half TOMB, and then a little extra FTM for fees. Okay, so that's when you go back to the cemetery and the TOMB-FTM liquidity pool. Remember, that's where we're at. And provide liquidity. That takes you back to Spooky Swap. And now instead of swapping, it's saying the ingredients for these liquidity pool tokens. Okay, so you're going to just say max on your TOMB. Don't do max on your FTM because remember you have a little extra FTM for your fee. So do max on your TOMB and then supply. Okay, and it'll do its magic. There'll be a witch stirring some brew or something like that. And then this will give you the LP tokens, the liquidity pool tokens, that then you come back here and you just click this plus. And it'll say, here's how many TOMB Fantom liquidity pool tokens are available. And you can do max here. Again, your other option, if you're okay with Grim Finance and the risk there, is you just come on here and it'll show what your balance is. And then you can deposit it here. Okay? So, there'll be a deposit button here after you approve Grim Finance and all that. So if you do it on Grim Finance, you're done. Okay? You can stop. You turn off the video right here. If you do it here, you'll need to come back in, claim your TSHARES, which is what this liquidity pool provides, sell your TSHARES, which maybe I'll show you how to do that some other time, and then buy more TOMB and put it back into this liquidity pool, okay? And then you're done. And there you have it. You're getting your 336% APY on your TOMB Fantom liquidity pool. Congratulations. And here's how those calculations work out, by the way. I did forget I always have a spreadsheet, right? So if you just held TOMB, and that's all you did if you just held Fantom, and you didn't do anything with it, after a year, you'd have 2,000, okay? If you just put it into this Grim Finance and this liquidity pool token at the end of a year, and again, this is depending on the price, depending on Grim Finance getting hacked, all these things. This is just calculations. And again, the further you go out, the less reliable these are. This daily APR could change. Tons of things could happen. But here's the difference if you just held the token or if you stuck it in TOMB Finance. That's why I'm making this video, okay? If you don't do anything and just hold your TOMB Finance, that's what it's worth. If you put it in TOMB Finance, this is what it's worth. And let's say the price of the token goes up. I think this could 3x this year. So let's see if that happened. And again, if you just held $2,000 and the price of Fantom went up to that, that's how much your Fantom would be worth after, when the price goes up, which is pretty powerful, okay, right? Like, that's a lot. That's a big gain. That's a 3x gain. But look what happens. And again, these numbers are going to change. But look what happens if you put it in. You're getting this, whatever APY, 334% APY and the price of the token goes up, I mean, it's $448 million. And I guess what would happen is this would probably go way down, and these numbers aren't, but you get the point, okay? This is a good thing to do with your Fantom. Not financial advice, though. But there is a way we can even squeeze out a little bit more APY if you're interested. So if you're overwhelmed, turn it off right now. If you're not overwhelmed and want to go deeper down the rabbit hole, stay tuned. So these TSHARES, you can do something with these TSHARES. Whoops, let me close a couple windows here so we don't get too overwhelmed. You can go over to the Masonry. Okay, so the cemetery is where we get TOMB and Fantom liquidity pool tokens. We stake them. We start getting TSHARES. Then with TSHARES, we can put them into the Masonry, and we can start earning TOMB at 212% APR, which is about 0.5% a day or so. I mean, a little bit higher than that, I think. Or, again, you can put it in the TSHARE Masonry on Grim Finance and get 727% APY on what you've deposited, okay? So the calculations for this get really, really complicated, but basically it's a way to squeeze out a little extra APY. So I tried to do the calculations here. I hope they're accurate. So if all you did was use TOMB Finance at the numbers the way they are today, after a year, we'll say, you'd be up at $7,467. So if you use this TSHARE Grim Finance auto method, then you're up at $8,671. This is with the price of Fantom staying exactly where it is. So it gets you just about 60% more APY. Now, there's tons of things that go into that. I'm going to explain kind of how they do this. In the Masonry, they give you this every 6 hours. So there's an epoch every 4 hours. There's 6 of them a day, but they only give you this reward if TOMB is over the price of Fantom. So if it is pegged to the price of Fantom, sometimes the price of TOMB will go below the price of Fantom, and then you do not get this TSHARE bonus. Okay, you don't get this TSHARE bonus. So when that happens, when the price of TOMB gets below the price of Fantom, what you have to do is you have to buy T-bonds. See, this just gets crazy. But you buy these T-bonds, which burns TOMB, which then makes the price of TOMB go up until hopefully you get repegged. So we're kind of working together as a community that when the price of TOMB is lower than Fantom, we buy T-bonds to get the price back up. Then when the price of TOMB gets over Fantom, we go stake in the Masonry and get these big APRs from TSHARES. Okay, and they're going to stop printing TSHARES. This is another thing to throw in the loop. There's so many things to consider. I asked a bunch of people, hey, what is the best strategy for TOMB Finance? And there's no consensus answer. Okay, so you can mess around with these numbers and figure out what you want to do. But they're going to stop making these TSHARES eventually. And so I imagine that the Masonry will be these TSHARES will probably, I'm guessing, become more valuable. We don't know exactly, but anyways, I'm not going to get into it too deep because this video is already getting long and I don't know myself. But if you want to go that extra mile, you can take these TSHARES, put it into the Masonry and get these extra benefits from that. Kind of my strategy, just so you know, is I'm going to probably put 80% just into this earning TOMB, and then I'll probably put 20% into the Masonry to get this extra APY. Okay, because if TOMB goes below Fantom, this doesn't earn you anything. Okay, so I'm kind of doing a 80-20 strategy there. So I hope this is helpful. Okay, there's forks of this, Bomb Money and Charge DeFi. I'm going to do a video on here in the next couple of days. They're the same concept, but they're on other chains and they're smaller, so the APRs are higher. Okay, so this already has over $1 billion. It's not showing it there, but this already has over $1 billion locked in it. So this has been running for quite a while. So it's steady, but the APRs are lower. Bomb.money, which maybe I'll do a video about tomorrow. There is a lot less locked, like maybe 20 million or so. Okay, so there's 15 million locked in Bomb Money, but the percentages that you get are way, way, way higher. So you can see with bomb money for the liquidity pool, you're getting 1.23% APY compared to TOMB Finance's where we were getting 0.48. Okay, so there's a lot more. These are not as steady yet. The price of bomb is a lot more fragile. And this bomb, I don't want to get into too much because I'm going to talk about this tomorrow, but it's actually pegged to 10,000th of a Bitcoin. Okay, is how they do this peg. So that's what a bomb is worth, is 1/10,000th of a Bitcoin. So anyways, I hope this wasn't too confusing for you, too overwhelming. I tried to make it as simple as I can. Again, don't go in more complicated than you're ready for. So if you're not even familiar with what a liquidity pool is, then maybe just start with that. Just go into the cemetery, try to buy some Fantom, get it in your wallet, try to get some TOMB, get the liquidity pool token, stick it in the cemetery, and just start with that, and then you can work your way from that. But TOMB Finance, I think you'll probably see it in my video slip into one of my top 10 favorite sources of passive income, because it is making, even with the numbers low where they're at, it's making about 13% APR or monthly, excuse me, so APM right now, about 375 yearly. So, and I consider it fairly safe-ish. And I think the price of Fantom is going to go up. I think it wouldn't surprise me if it was up at $5 in just a couple months. So I'm really excited about this. Thank you so much for watching. Again, sorry if this was over your head. Thank you again to Joaquin for helping out the audio issue. And have a great rest of your day.